Alright, well, had to make a new video because I accidentally stopped the other one. So anyway, first video in a while, guys. Been away. Also the first video in Arkansas. So, you see, we're in our camper here in Arkansas. Hi, Danielle. And of course, my sexy face. And, alrighty, so here we are. This is how to light your wood stove. So, this is one of those hot tent wood stoves here. I got the one with the tall legs here because I don't want it to burn the floor. They said that exhaust pipe was 7 feet, but what they mean is 7 feet from the floor to the top of the wood stove pipe. So it wasn't quite tall enough to get through the roof, and that's why it's on cinder blocks. But you know me, I'll capitalize any situation here. So we used it to store bits of chopped wood here, and I used this here for drying some wood there. And I got more outside. Cool thing about Arkansas and living in the woods is there is tons of free firewood friggin' everywhere. The foil is to protect the couch from getting too hot. I noticed it was getting real hot back there. I don't think it would have caught fire, but we're not going to play games like that. So with that, it stays nice and cool back there. And of course, I'm sure I'll find a way to improve this, but for now, this works great. These little wood stove fans, what they don't tell you is there is an electric motor in it that is powered by heat, which is very cool. I did not know that they had little motors in them, but anyways, this thing's a little bit awesome. It does move quite a bit of heat. And this thing, in case anybody wants to know, is well worth the $100. Heats up the entire camper. I mean, we've got a 30-foot camper, so not that big from here to there, right? But this is plenty good enough. Plenty good enough. Yes, the glass does like to get smoked up, but once you get a good burn, it clears itself. It's also easily removable, as you can see, for cleaning. So I cleaned it a couple times, but then I realized it smokes as soon as you get the fire going, and then it clears itself off once it gets hot. There are lots of little spaces for air, and at first that worried me, but it's done on purpose. As long as you know how to burn in a wood stove, it won't smoke at all. So there is a bit of a learning curve. Damper is critical, okay? You have to start with the damper open. But you don't want to leave the damper open. This will get red hot. And you don't want that. This is stainless steel, so it can handle it, but you don't want that. Once it starts to get red hot, you just turn this down a little bit. But I've learned a couple things. So first off, okay, you want to start with it wide open. I saw somebody say this is like the gas pedal. That's accurate. But I've noticed that you want to turn this one down first to like halfway, about halfway. Give it a second. Let the smoke from turning it down go up this chimney. Then turn this down. You never want it at more than like a 45-degree angle, okay? You start doing this, you're gonna totally snuff the flame, and then you will get smoke coming from fucking everywhere here, right? So you want it at a 45-degree angle, but to start with, you want it it's wide open. Sometimes, if you've only got it just a little bit like this, and it's not quite enough, this will start to get red hot. Just turn it a little bit more. That's all you got to do. You got to learn your wood stove, but I'll show you the tricks, okay? At least what I've learned. So you want to start with little sticks like this. This is great instead of just killing yourself, you know, chopping kindling like crazy. Because I'll tell you what, chopping wood is great. Listen, I love chopping wood. I really do. But the thing is, it's kind of exhausting. And it's also not that fun in 30-degree weather, which is currently 30 degrees in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas. The people that know me and have been following me for a little while, you know, all my dozens of followers out there, you can tell that I'm picking up the Arkansas drawl. It's pretty funny. I've had some people tell me, I can't understand you. Because, you know, we got a California accent, apparently. Which I'm sure, I mean, having lived in California for 41 years, being born and raised there in San Francisco, I do have Californian accent, right? But I love how these guys talk out here, the Arkansas drawl. And I love these country folk. They are some of the nicest, most generous, most helpful people I've ever met in my life. It is quite a culture shock coming from go fuck yourself San Francisco to Arkansas. If you so much as open your hood here, you will have a gaggle of people. Hey, can we help you? You need help? I know a mechanic. There's actually also a heavy need for mechanics out here. Good for me. I'll be reopening a business here. While we're on that subject, I guess I'll catch everybody up here. We lost the shop. I fought my butt off. I worked hard. I did everything I could. But I worked my butt off, and we lost it. We went bankrupt. And I'm not gonna lie. Part of it's because as we were going down, I relapsed, and I made things quite a bit worse. When you relapse and you're out there in your disease, you cut yourself off from from the light of God. God doesn't leave; you leave God, and that's what I did. And being out there without His protection is not fun. So the demons came in and took over, man. And I found myself unable to work. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway because half my customers are out of business themselves, and that's where all the trouble started. Was San Francisco started to go down in a really hard way. Everybody's COVID money that they were surviving with basically ran out. And at the same time, Bidenomics took over. And we're all aware, I think, of how bad Bidenomics was for our economy. So I went into business with two other people. My buddy Dana with Entry Point and Katie with KLS Accounting. And they are both out of business as well. All three of us failed within 5 years. Those two had much bigger numbers than I did. I made $300,000 a year, brought home about 120, but it cost every penny of that to do business. It takes money to make money, right? I had employees that were great people, but terrible workers, and couldn't make any money. And the problem with paying people that don't make money is it's just another loss. Not to talk shit on anybody. I'm not talking shit about anybody. I'm talking shit about their work ethic. I'm talking shit about the fact that if you don't make money, there isn't money to pay you. But I don't hold nothing against the boys. I don't hold nothing against nobody. Good old Monkey went on to the Air Force. I'm so fucking proud of him. Going out and fighting for our country. God bless him. God protect him as he faces, hell. War is hell. On that note, I think Civil War is coming here too, but that's another issue for another time. And anyway, I had heard God say that once you get to Arkansas, this little relapse is done. And He wasn't kidding. I got to Arkansas and immediately got in trouble. You ever heard the song, Try That in a Small Town? Yeah, they're not kidding. Everybody out here knows each other, and we were immediately pegged as outsiders. And while they're friendly, the cops could tell something was wrong. So we got in a little bit of trouble. That's all right. Mostly, me and the government in any state have a difference of opinion of what the Second Amendment says. I reserve my right to bear arms. The state says otherwise, but I don't care. I'm going to fight it all the way to the Supreme Court. I'm not just going to lay down and take that. I don't think anybody should. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. You know me and my controversial issues, right? All right, guys. So you get your wood stove here, and you get it full of you get it full of sticks here, and then you torch the shit out of it. Make sure that draft is open, which it is. All right. So we're gonna torch the shit out of this. Whoops. There we go. I'm not a professional YouTuber, so bear with me. Yes, we get a little tiny bit of smoke. It's a wood stove. You're lighting a wood fire. You're probably going to have a little bit of smoke escape. It's fine. Just open the door in a second here. Now, close the door. Open that draft up all the way. Open the vent all the way. And as you can see in there, this is going to start to take off in a minute, especially with the draft wide open. You can actually see a little bit better over here, although this window is blackened up too, but you can see the fires in there, so good enough. I happen to know this thing, and I happen to know that it's picking up just fine. It'll pick up just fine. All right, so once this gets going, gets nice and hot, a good indicator. Oh, there it goes. The little fan kicks on as soon as it feels some heat. As soon as it gets going real good, Okay, I'll open it back up. I learned to open the door slowly. Now, see, look, the black, the black. I don't know how to turn the light off. The black on the glass there is already starting to clear up. Already, we haven't even heated this thing up yet, and it's already starting to clear up. So very cool. So let's see, how are we doing here? Open slowly, or you get a bunch of smoke in the house. Now notice, it's not smoking. See that? All right. So let's get us a piece of wood in there. We'll put another little piece of wood in there. This is kind of big, but it's all right. It'll catch. All right. And basically, we can just close this door. Okay. And oak smells real good, so I don't really mind just a tiny little bit of smoke. I actually closed it a little too fast there, but that's all right. So we got a little bit of the smell of the oak, but as you can see, it is not smoking. Not through any of the little cracks here. Oop, there we go. See that? Nothing. And that is already catching. You can see through the vent here. Already catching. Wow, look at that. Look how good of a picture you can get. Holy crap. Technologia, right? Our fan's blowing already. Now, the other thing is it doesn't have good combustion till this pipe gets hot. Heat rises, right? So once this pipe gets hot, it's going to start pulling the smoke up out of the top of the smokestack. But for now, it's still a little cold. It's actually still, it's warm to the touch, but not enough really to burn my hand, right? So that means cold. So we're going to let it go for a second. And then once we start seeing some good fire in here, you'll know it. You'll hear this thing start to creak. It'll go pop, pop, pop. It'll make these popping sounds as it starts to expand from the heat. That's how you know that it's time to move this front vent closed. And then, like I said, give it a minute. And then turn that damper down about a 45-degree angle. And honestly, set it and forget it is right. That is the way to do it. Set it and forget it. Just leave it alone. If you screw with it too much, you're gonna sort of be just chasing your own tail. You're gonna screw with it and screw with it and screw with it, and you're just gonna make things worse. It'll either be too cold or too hot, and you just be messing with it too much. So you can see now we're starting to be able to see. Right? There is a good fire. You can see fire in there. That's good enough. I can feel that we already have heat building up here. No, smoke does not come out of this little hole. The reason being that this thing is like a giant vacuum. So we've got air coming in here, and it's getting sucked up by the hot pipe and going out there, where we also happen to have a little bit of air moving and pulling the heat and the smoke out of the pipe. Now, if you leave this open the whole time, this thing's going to get way too hot. You can get it hot enough to melt the damn thing. So, bad comments on the product on Amazon. Oh, it melted. Yeah, it's probably because you don't know how to use the damper, which is not knocking anybody for not knowing, right? But you can learn. So, don't listen to negative comments on these things. It's great. It's well built. It's sturdy. It hasn't warped at all on any side. I like having the windows. I thought it would be so romantical, right? But you end up not really being able to see through it. But they have another advantage. They put out an enormous amount of heat, right? So let's see here. We can sort of just take a peek. Open the door slowly so you don't get a bunch of smoke in here. All right, and look, yeah, we got good fire. So that's just going to grow. I'm going to close it before we start pissing the fire off. Okay, and once that starts to build, again, I'll know that it's getting hot because this thing will start making noise. Crack, creak, it'll be creaking and popping. And then I'll know that it's time to close the vents a little bit. Wait a second for the smoke to clear out. And then turn that. And then let's see. There's probably some good smoke on here right now. Step outside of my humble abode here. Alrighty. Let's see. Might not be able to see because it's nighttime. Oh, there we go. Look at that. You see that smoke going straight up. Where's that? There you go. Put the flashlight on it. You can see real well. Coming right up out of there. Now, as the fire gets hotter, that smoke's going to go away. We might still see it because it's very, very cold out here, right? Like, I mean, you can see your breath. If I, let's see here. Yeah, see, that's my breath. You can see in the camera up here. But the smoke will nearly disappear when you got yourself a good burn. So while we're out here, because we'll give that a couple minutes, I bought this property for $800 from the only neighbor I have out here, Rodney. And I love Rodney. Rodney is now officially family. I still have the other lot that I bought for $3,000, which was a half acre. But this one has water hookup. Well, right now it's full of rainwater and snow. But that's okay. I'm going to pump it out and we'll get a cover for it. But at least the water's here. I opened the valve and there's indeed water pressure there. So, no, I'm not stealing water, just in case anybody wants to know. Old Matilda here made the drive 2,000 miles from California. Did fantastic. Thank God I have this truck out here. Thank God for this truck. F-250 6.4 diesel. God, I'm so glad for this truck. Thank God. This thing is just an absolute workhorse. And of course, I've been using my winch and pulley system for pulling wood and all kind of stuff. We got the, hopefully you guys can hear me. We got our generator going. Good old Champion 3500 watt. Here's the other really, really big one about the this lot here. Septic tank. I am so glad to be plugged into septic. Also, you can't see it right now, but there's a power pole literally right there. Literally right there. Let's turn on my bright lights. So, where is it? There she is. Right there. Right there. So, that's awesome. Instead of at the other place, there's none of that on the lot, and it would cost upwards of $30,000 to get everything hooked up, which I don't have. Here's my boat trailer converted into a flatbed that I got the whole shed and the box on. The roof ripped off the box on the freeway on the way out of here, but I'll put another one on it, so it should be fine. Here's all our, you guys know me. Here's my beliefs right here. God bless the USA. Whoop. Focus, sucker. I am descendant of men who would not be ruled. Arkansas or bust. We made it, I added afterwards. Give me liberty or death. God bless Donald Trump. God bless our troops. And that's me, a defiant patriot, a libertarian, a son of liberty. Goodbye, California. There are only two parties now. Patriots and traitors. That's by Ulysses S. Grant. So, we had to do a little cleanup of this property. There's a mobile home here once long ago. But thank God for that, because there are all the hookups here, right? So, lots and lots and lots of wood in Arkansas. Lots of wood living in the woods. That's why we bought a wood stove. Got my Ryobi 18-inch. That is a kick-ass saw. Got my wood splitter here. It's not my 8-pound maul. I left that in Cali, but that's all right. This one works just fine. Got this wood stove. This wood stove kicks ass. It gets real hot. Problem is, it gets too hot, and it's too, excuse me, guys. It's too big for the camper. This is just a tiny little 30-foot camper. But I bought it for $500. It looked awful. It looked abandoned. You know, when I bought it, it looked pretty rough. But it's got good tires on it. I got it registered in Arkansas. I got brand new Arkansas plates over on my truck there, shining. And I had a couple extra yellow tops with me, so thank God. Yellow tops. Something was wrong in the power at first, so I had to wire these switches in here to turn the power off when I plug it into the truck, because the first time I plugged it into the truck, she blew the truck's headlights out. But that's cool. I got some lifetime LEDs that are basically fuck you lights. Well, you need them out here, though. Out here in the, yeah, you see, you can't see a damn thing. It is dark out here. It's also freezing cold. So let's go back into our wood stove fire here. All right. And it is already getting warmer. I can feel it's already getting warmer here. Let's see what the temperature currently is. Excuse me there, Mama.
Sorry, baby.
All right, so it looks like, where are we at? We are at 40, but that needle is literally moving as we're looking at it. So within probably 20 minutes here, This will get to be about 70 in here, and I can feel nice, warm air coming off of this. Okay, there we go, look at that. Oops, I opened the door too fast. See, I got a little bit of smoke come out when I opened the door too fast, but that's all right. It stopped. Now, I'm going to add some more little pieces of wood here, okay? I told you it would kick up, right? This little heater is the greatest investment. Now, I don't know how much you would use this in Cali. Probably unnecessary. But if you are hot tent camping, oh yeah. Yeah, this is a necessary. And it will absolutely cook your tent in a good way. So you've got a little smoke coming down. So we're gonna leave that like that with a little bit of room for it to breathe. There we go. Shout out to YouTubers who do this professionally, man. You guys are good with the camera. I am still learning the camera. So let's see here. How hot's our pipe? See, still not that hot yet. It's warm, but it's not hot yet. So we're just gonna let this build up. Let that fire build up. And then once it builds up a little bit, now you can sort of see through there. That's really, it's mostly going to cook itself off. You'll be able to see the wood through the windows. I mean, you can see it's already, it's starting to burn off. This front one will generally burn off first. But so, I did take the glass off and clean it at some point. But, when I first got it. But that was kind of a pain in the butt. And if anybody wants to know, the best way to clean this glass, for me personally, that I found, because I've got lots of stuff, stainless steel cleaner. You spray this on that glass, let it sit for about 5 minutes. Man, this stuff wipes right off. There's a lot of things that don't work. Dawn doesn't work too great. Hand soap doesn't work too great. Scrubby pads don't really work too great. Using the ash and a wet paper towel, I read that somewhere. Yeah, it doesn't really work that great. But stainless steel polish, man, took that stuff right off. I imagine it's similar to oven cleaner. So if you're contemplating whether to get the one with the windows, if your sole reason for the glass is because you want to watch the fire, forget it. Because no matter what you do, at least me so far, I have not been able to keep these clean, okay? The other thing is, when you're out, when are you going to use a wood stove? When it's cold. When is it cold? Well, generally when it's wet outside. So finding dry firewood, it's not really that easy. Now, I have some wood in here drying, and I have this stuff, and, and we're getting, we got started early because, we don't really have a choice. But it has rained, it has snowed, and so, finding dry firewood is much easier said than done. No matter what, you're at some point probably going to run into wet wood. And that's, in large part, what causes this right here. So, if you want to go a little bit cheaper, I think for like $70, $80, they have the ones that don't have glass on the side. It's just a metal box. That will do just as well. I do think that the glass here puts out quite a bit more heat than just the metal shell does. Definitely, it's hotter here than it is here. I can feel that. Like, I don't really wish I had my infrared deal here, where the infrared thermometer. I could show you guys, but it's definitely, there's more heat coming out of this glass here than is just coming off the body. So that's really going to be like the selling point on the glass. But either way, it doesn't really matter. You can get these things frickin' cooking. And I mean really hot. So it will heat this trailer up to, like I said, about 70, 75 degrees in 30-degree weather. And I have no doubt I could make it hotter. And I have no doubt that it would do just as well in even lower temperature. So let's see here. Let's poke in here. See if you can't see through the little grate. I'd like to see a little more coal than that before I close it down. But it's doing real good. There you go. Look at that. You got nice fire in there. So, since it's cold in here and I do to warm up a little bit, here's what we're going to do. This is about where I like to set it and just forget it. So we go like, too much. Oh, come on now. My big bulbous mechanic hands can't deal with anything gently. I don't know what that means. Gentle, what is that? Oh, God, you come on. Okay, so about halfway. Okay. Then, like I said, let the smoke go out first for a second. Anytime you tamp down a fire, obviously, it's going to start smoking. So we'll let that smoke go out a little bit. We're just going to hang out. See if I can't get the camera to focus a little bit here. Sorry about the glare there. Again, I am a new, I guess, YouTuber. I don't know. I'm not really a YouTuber. But everybody's making videos about dumb stuff. So I figured I'd at least do a video about something useful. Oh, yeah, we got real good fire now. Look at that. We got some fire in there. And look at what's happening here. This is starting to burn off, which it will, and you'll be able to see the fire again. All right, so as I did that, it actually got a little bit hotter. Now, okay, I'm going to turn this down just like this. About a 45-degree angle. Whoops. Now, the oven will tell you if that's enough or too much or not enough, right? So that's probably, I know that's probably from just the past few nights. That's probably good right there. If it's too much, you'll see smoke start to come out here, start to come out here, you know, all around all the cracks. If it's not enough, this will start to glow red right there. That pin that this is on, and the other side too, will start to glow red, red, red hot. And that's okay. Everything's okay. If it gets red hot, it's okay. It's stainless steel. It can handle it. Stainless steel can take any enormous amount of heat. I know that from trying to cut stainless steel with a blowtorch. You sit there with a blowtorch, and it'll get red hot, and you know, oxygen, and it doesn't matter. You're not getting through it unless you got a big-ass torch. You know, and even then, you're probably just going to make a molten mess. Stainless steel can absorb an enormous amount of heat. So can titanium, but stainless steel can really absorb a lot of heat. So if it gets red hot here, that's okay. You just turn this down just a little bit more. Sometimes it'll get red hot, but your oven ain't hot yet. Okay, well, that means you need to open it up a little bit. All right, you need to open it up a little bit, get that fire going back up, build that nice heat up, and then turn it back down. So right now it's just about perfect. I can feel that our exhaust pipe, nice and hot. I can feel the heat that's starting to come off of the wood stove itself. And what I've noticed is it actually tends to cool down a little bit, right? Because we just cut off the air. Okay, it's cooled down a little bit. But then this is all going to start to ember in here. It's going to start turning into coals in there. And then coals burn real hot. And then that's when this thing will start to really get hot. Because this is keeping the heat from just escaping up the damn tube. It's starting to trap the heat in here now. Right up against the top of this. And then this is going to blow it back. And where are we? We've moved to... Don't worry, I didn't quite get you in there, Mama. Oh, that's okay, so we're already up to 50. That's pretty good, man. I mean, I've been on the video 28 minutes, and half of that was putting sticks in and getting it lit. So this moves pretty quickly. All right, yeah, I guess what I mean, it gets hot pretty quickly. And then, see, I like to kind of watch that pin right there for it to get hot. Now, guys, I don't have great internet out here, and it's going to take me a little while to get this uploaded, so I won't make too long of a video. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause it, and I'll give you guys an update when everything's nice and hot in here. Alrighty? We'll be right back. Sure, thanks. Alright, so here we are. Not too much later. And... oh, we can't see very well through the glass right now, especially with the glare of the light. Can we see in there? No, I can't really see in there, but that's all right. The thing is, we have it set, and where are we at? We are at... it's 60 degrees. So we are well on our way to being nice and warm and cozy in here. Nice and warm and cozy, and yeah, I guess you can. Starting to be able to see through here. And if I get this fire going, you can actually see it. It is burning the creosote off of the side of the glass. But right now, it is nice and hot. I wish I had a thermometer on it. I do need to get one of those wood stove thermometers to tell me exactly how hot it is. But I can tell you what we have definitely gained in, like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. 20 degrees in the trailer. And let's see here. Actually, let's go over here. Excuse me, Mommy.
Go ahead.
Here's my seat left. I want to get to the outside thermometer.
Sure.
Get out of my chair.
Yes, sir.
Just kidding. I like the answer, though. That was nice. All right. Can we see the thermometer? Oh, so it's 28 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I don't know what that is in Celsius for all you European cats. But it is 28 degrees outside. It is 60 and climbing. So now this is kind of an old outside thermometer too, but let's see here. Yep, 60 and climbing as we speak. Look at it, hit that 60 mark. The buddy heater is not on. It is out of propane. The thermostat is not on. So you can see, it says on, and it is not on. And we'll put it all the way down like that because it doesn't work. I mean, it does. There's the vents right there, but it doesn't really work. What also doesn't work, as of about 10 minutes ago, is my dang battery charger. I got the generator running, but you can see on the diesel heater here, we're still at 9 volts. What the hell? I don't know why it's not charging. That DC converter has kind of been on its way out for a minute, so I guess I'll go to my neighbor and get the other battery charger there. And for anybody who wants to, who's working on their RV, it's this son of a bitch right here. Yeah, you fucking asshole. Work. No, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this thing, but it's old, and it was in here when we got it, and somebody had it wired all backwards. I had to fix it. And it was working. I mean, it charged yesterday, but it's done this before where we've been running the generator for like a fucking hour, and the damn batteries aren't charged. And we sort of need our batteries. I mean, we got these lights on right now because the generator's running, so the generator's putting out power, obviously. And we got our little diesel. Well, this is a kerosene lantern, but I have it full of diesel. Yes, you can smell a little bit of diesel. Yeah, this is another video. I could do a video all just on this alone. How the hell do you turn the dang camera off? I'm not really sure. Can we turn down the... Oh, look at that. You can turn down the light. But the stupid camera's still on. Okay, whatever. Well, anyway. This is an old Dietz Junior. And inside of here, since I don't have any kerosene and I don't have any money, what we got here? We got red tractor diesel, off-highway diesel. And so, I mean, you smell it a little bit, I guess, but it's just fine. Working just fine. It's not smoky. As you can see, it is not smoking at all. Closer. Look closer. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's not smoking. It's not burning. I mean, a little bit. You can see a little bit of soot up there, but it is not smoky. I mean, it's smoky with kerosene in it. What's the difference? Or lantern oil, right? So, see, it works. Now, if you turn it up too much, obviously it's going to smoke. It puts out a good amount of light. It actually also puts out a little bit of heat. A little bit. I mean, I can put my hand on here, right? Sure, I got welder damaged fingers, but it's not very hot. Don't do good for heat, but they do good for light. Runs forever. I haven't filled it up in a couple days, and we've used it all day. You know, all night. Most of the, I mean, we turn it off when we go to sleep, but we use it all evening. Then we got this. It's worth its weight in gold. Very, very bright, but this is my favorite feature right there. Makes it feel like we got a little fire going on the table over here. Pretty cool. But it has like a I think it's a 60-hour, 70-hour of light going on on just the battery. So pretty cool. And let's see. We're climbing slowly. We're definitely at the 60. We're past the 60 mark. So we'll get to about 70, maybe 75 here with just the wood stove going. That's the only heat we have going. I do have my diesel heater here, but as you can see, it is not on. Mostly because when you turn it on at 9 volts, it will smoke like crazy. Not in here, but in the intake and the exhaust out there will start smoking like fucking crazy. So it doesn't like it when it has less than 10 volts. It'll run, but it does not run good. Also, it doesn't want to turn off because it doesn't have the enough voltage to give it the off signal or whatever, something like that is going on there. But let's see here. Yeah, see? Some of that creosote's burning off. You can see that fire in there. The fan's blowing. This is nice and hot. I mean, I can't really get my hand all the way up to it because it's too hot. It's real hot. I'll burn my hand. All right, so there is our wood stove tutorial there. And I'm gonna have to go to my neighbor's and borrow a battery charger because you goddamn converter, man. Fuck that converter. I'm throwing that thing away. Look at that. I got my beer out here chilling because it's so damn cold. But that's all right. And let's see here. Oh, dang it. Oh, get back on there. No, 921. That Mitch 8 ad is not charging at all. Fucking assholes. Nope. Piece of shit converter. Fuck that converter. Alright, well, anyway. Here's one more little trick we got here. You know those little green propane bottles? Get you a schnozzle. You put the schnozzle right here. And then you screw the bottle into it. And you open this up. And you can refill those green bottles. Instead of buying them for, what are they, $10 a piece? Something like that. Too much. Alright, so. Oh, and we'll do another video on the diesel heater. But here's the diesel heater's intake. And there's its exhaust. So see, I got the intake out here getting in fresh air. And the exhaust right here. And then the exhaust is pointed backwards at the trailer. At the back of the trailer. Because what it does is, since this isn't skirted or anything, it blows all this cold air out from under here. It keeps it nice and warm under the trailer. That helps keep it warm inside. But again, we can't run it on low battery. And it doesn't make sense to be using the truck's diesel for the diesel heater. And the propane is cheap out here, cheaper than California. But it doesn't make sense to be using cooking propane to heat either. But it does make sense to use wood because it's literally free. There's literally free wood every freaking where. And I'll show you in the daytime video. Danielle, that dinner smells so good. Thank you. What do we got cooking in here? What do we got? We got the... Oh, look at that seasoned pork in there, man. That is good. And so we're still at 60, but we know that's going to be rising. So it stays about 70 in here. We got nice, good wood heat coming off this thing. I'll be adding some wood to it in a little bit. And you know what? Maybe I should do that for the video. We should add some wood, okay? When you add wood, here's the thing. Well, let's try. Let's see here. Open it. Is it going to smoke on me? Yeah, so it's going to billow smoke. So it helps to open this. Okay, now we're open. Right? And then we're going to open it real slow like. And how about that? No smoke. Oh, we don't need that wood. Looks like we're good. So in a matter of time, this will start burning off here on the glass. So let's close that back up. All right. There we go. I'm going to tamp that down a little bit. You know, like I said, to about halfway. That's probably good right there. As long as it's close a little bit. That's about halfway, right? Yeah, that's about halfway. Starting to burn that creosote right off there. Oh, you can really see through the side now, huh? See? And it's working on it on this side. It's working on it. All right, you feel the temperature increase immediately because I opened it. But again, this thing is starting to turn red hot. We don't really want that. We want to keep our pipe nice and cool. I mean, you know, well, not cold, obviously, but we don't want it burning up. And we want the heat in the wood stove not going out the wood stove. So we're just going to turn it a little bit. And I'll keep my eye. And if I see this pin turning hot, red hot, or getting hot here, I'll turn it a little bit more. See, can you hear that? It was making that little creaking sound. And then as I turned it a little bit more, it stopped doing that. And boy, do we have heat coming off this son of a gun now.
Sure do.
We got nice heat coming off this thing. Got it, man. This was worth its weight in gold if you're camping, if you're living in a camper, if you're out in the snow and you got a hot tent, anything like that. It just for the record, it does not get very hot up here. Hardly at all. You can see that the tube hasn't really discolored itself at all. The discoloring happens down here, but up here, it stays nice and cool. I mean, I can even touch it. Oh, well, no, that's still pretty hot. But, I mean, not quite enough to burn my hand. And I need to do a little better job here. But you know what? For right now, this works. I got to go get me another piece of metal, but broke as a joke, guys. So I got to work with what I got. Right now, that's what I got. So, anyways, all right. There's our wood stove tutorial, 40-minute video. Hopefully, I can upload it. And say goodnight, Danielle.
Hey, guys.
Chopper Cadillac. Out.